Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today is going to be an amazing day because I am taking you guys to multiple thrift stores. And do you guys see this chair right here? I got this at Goodwill for $15. And so let's see if we find something like that and so much more. Let's go shopping together. Look what I found at the first Goodwill. It is an old antique chair, and I can't believe it is only $20. Can you believe that? And it has the most beautiful green velvet fabric, and the details has that Victorian look. There are a few flaws like that corner and this piping which can be glued, and you wouldn't even know. It has a burlap back. I was asked by a lady who was shopping alongside me why they put wheels on these chairs. I looked it up, and it's because they are easy to move on hardwood floors. But is this gorgeous or what? At the same store, I found this amazing milk glass pedestal tray. I think these are so perfect for decorating. They add height, and you can stack other plates and bowls on top or use it as a serving tray. It has that beautiful white look. This find was a mystery. It has this lid on the top. There was no information, so if you know, I would love to hear you share down below. It is $4.99. It reminds me of the Seattle Space Needle. I think this is the most unique thing I've seen so far today. What do you guys think? Now talk about amazing. It was an unexpected find. It's a Victorian lady teapot, and that is the pour spout. I mean, look at the details. She has a really pretty updo. I love the way the Victorians did their hair back in the day. This one definitely has that old vintage charm. Look, it is a musical teapot. That definitely was unexpected. If you haven't already, grab yourself a cup of tea or some coffee and just sit back because I'm going to show you the most amazing teacup collection from the store. This one didn't have a matching saucer, but I thought it was so beautiful. And on the bottom it says Ponze, Bavaria. It has this gold edging, which I think is so pretty. And on the inside, that little design, it has that perfect touch for this really delicate teacup. What a find. Now these next teacups have a different look, but because they're all similar, it would make the most perfect collection. It is a Lenox. This pattern is called Patriot, and next to it is this one. It has the navy blue as well. Look at that pattern. It is a Mikasa, and it is called Grande Ivory, made in Japan for $1.99. Aren't these a sweet pair together? But I'm not done. We found more navy blue teacups. It's called Legacy by Noritake for $2.99. And look, this one has the same shape. It is also a Legacy by Noritake. I'm wondering if someone dropped all of these off or collecting them because they look so similar. I mean, look at them all together. I think they are so pretty. And not only did I find those, but I found this really pretty one. It is also a Lenox. This pattern is called Liberty. It is $3. I think it's my favorite of them all. But check out this saucer. Is $1, and on the back it is called Ainsley, made in England. I mean, look at that. I was trying out different cups to see what it would look like, as it has navy blue as well. On the shelf above these, I found this teacup and saucer set. It has a really pretty romantic pink floral design. It's called Rosina, and it's made in England, and it is $5. I think this would make a great gift as well as this one. It is huge. It's $10. It was made in Ohio. Definitely a teapot to share tea with your friends and family. Then I came across this tea cup and saucer set. There were actually quite a few of these. That's what I think is so much fun when thrifting, is finding the matching ones. They could be scattered all throughout the store sometimes. And this Goodwill did not disappoint. Kept finding matching pieces, like this creamer and sugar bowl set. This one is $3.99. That would be $8 for both. But I love finding these bouillot cups. I think they're very unique. This one is $5. I love those delicate pink roses on the side. There was a marking and it says AT&K, but what was really amazing is I found 3 of them. Check this out. And talk about a collection. On this shelf, I found this tureen, or should I say serving bowl. It is a Sheffield, made in Japan. I'm going to show you more in just a moment. But first I want to show you this silver serving bowl. I think it is quite unique with that edging. Pretty good price for $7. I like to find if there's markings on the bottom, but this one didn't have any. And on the bottom shelf I found a couple of bowls like this one. It is blue and is $8. I think it is so pretty and simple. But then I found this other one. I don't know what it is about pink. In my opinion, I think they are so elegant and delicate. This one is $8 as well. One of the things I enjoy when thrifting is finding these candy dishes, especially these glamorous ones with a pretty handle. But this one stood out to me. Not only the price, but the look was so perfect for my Victorian farmhouse style in my home. I will link a video up above showing you my home tour. I'm actually going to try and incorporate this in my kitchen to use for sponges. So yes, I brought that home. But do you remember that serving bowl that I found? Here is the matching set. It even comes with a creamer and sugar bowl and a bunch of plates. They are $5 each. That would be quite the investment because there are 17 there. That would be $85 for the plates. I'm still at the same store and came across this apple plate. It is $3, made in Bavaria. To me, this one is so cheery. But look what I found. I was passing by and came across this gold serving bowl. Isn't that beautiful? It has the ornate handles and it is $20. What was unusual were the 3 legs. Felt a little wobbly. Noticed here it has a glass dish in between the lid and the bottom piece. Check out this platter. It is $6 and it is a Noritake. Wow. The only furniture from this store was this antique chair. It is $6. What caught my attention was this beautiful wood. There is nothing like antique wood. And I know you all agree with me. I am now at a different Goodwill. I came across the most cutest plate. It is made in Italy. But what I love, as you all know, is the cherubs in the front. It is so adorable. But talk about glamorous. Came across this candy dish. It was randomly on the shelf. What I love is how the design is from the bottom to the top. Crystal pieces are just so beautiful. Now this set caught my eye because there is a set of them. They are $3 each and they're made in Japan. I'm not sure what they're used for. I wonder if they're for a knife after buttering bread from the olden days. There are 6 of them. I am in the vase area, but I'm not going to show you a vase. It is this jar. Now this has multiple uses. I could see using these for cotton balls or anything needed for the kitchen or even the bathroom. I love these kind of finds. Creating a vintage style home is so much fun because you can be creative and use things different than what they're meant for. I'm going to show you something in just a moment that just blew me away, but on top was this platter, and yes, it is vintage as well. But look at this plate. It is a reproduction of an original painting of Mrs. Graham from 1777. Definitely a beautiful portrait from an amazing era. I loved the way they dressed back then. Now here are some little plates. They're $1 each, and they have a gold edge to them. That would be $8 for all of them. Now I'm going to show you a bunch of vintage chairs. This one I thought was worth sharing. It does have some flaws, as old pieces do at times, and is a little worn, but I love that back. And the seat is a burgundy velvet, and it is so pretty. This would be great at an entrance or for a desk. I really like this find. Then I came across 2 vintage chairs. This one is quite different. It has a leather blue seating, but it's the back that is so pretty and unique. I mean, look at that wood. I laid it on its back so we can get a better look because the legs are hard to see, but check that out. It is $8. Now I have to show you this one. It looks like from the 1950s. It is $13, and I love that it's that cherry red. It has these nail heads on the back, metal frame, and all of these were found at Goodwill, including this office chair. It has a Windsor look, in my opinion, and the oak wood feels a little light to me. I mean, in the back here it has this crack in the wood, but it definitely has a vintage look. But talk about a beautiful chair. This rocking chair has a gorgeous grain in the wood. That fabric isn't my favorite, but it could be changed pretty easy. And I love these wide arms. This next little child's rocking chair is just so cute. The details are very simple, but it definitely has that vintage, adorable look. But the moment I saw this picture, I knew this was worth sharing. It looks a little worn, but have you ever seen anything like it? Even the bottom edging is so neat. It reminds me of a daisy pattern. Not only did I find that one, but I found this glass pitcher. It was kind of hiding on the bottom here. Wait, let me move this out of the way so I can give you a better view. That's better. Now I can show you the details. It has an etched floral design on the sides, and on the top of this picture it has like a tulip edge. That's the only thing I can describe what it looks like. And this one is $12.99. I am just loving this overall look. Perfect for the spring, summer days. Now back here, I found something I want to show you. It is another pedestal tray. It looks like a huge flower. I think this would be so beautiful to serve tea sandwiches or scones or just to decorate with. That was a great find. Now this really thick crystal bowl, it reminds me of blown glass. It is $25, but if you could feel them in real life, they are heavy and thick, so I think the price is pretty fair. I thought there was a smaller matching bowl, which is very rare to find, but as I pulled it out, I noticed it is exactly the same size. Now these would definitely be a statement piece. The bottom is round and yet they are squared at the top. What I'm about to show you is the most sweetest little collection. I think this is so much fun looking at things like this little crystal plate. There is a set of them. Not only that, but I found these little bowls with the same pattern. These ones are $4 each. But look, there is another set of 2. So a total of 3 of them. But to my surprise was another big serving bowl. It's the same pattern on the bottom. This one is $6. Can you believe this? It is a whole set and at an affordable price, as well as this bowl. It is $8, and I don't know, in real life, it is so gorgeous. Here is another candy dish with a gold trim. Sometimes it is hard to describe fabulous pieces like this because it is beautiful and gorgeous. It has that classic look that would go with so many decor styles, not only for display, but it could be used other ways. Now this picture caught my eye. It has green leaves on one side and it is plain on the other. But the best part is it is $5. There was no marking, but I was really impressed with this one. The handle looks like a branch. Can you believe all the vintage things I'm finding today? Everything I'm showing you is vintage or an antique. I am having incredible luck showing you all of these things. Sometimes I can't even believe the things I find, like this plate and this green one. I love the combination with these pink roses. It has a really delicate gold trim. There was no marking, but what do you think of these finds so far? And can you imagine, I am not even done. I went to a total of 5 Goodwills, and one of the best finds I found, I'm going to show you at the end. You will be amazed. Now I came across this Noritake set. Sometimes these types of dishes are just so simple and I love the patterns. I have come across beautiful pieces, but I was wanting to know what this one was. It is called Fragrance. It has these really delicate white and yellow flowers on the edges with a gold trim. The plates are $10 for a set of 2, and in just a moment I'm going to show you a teacup. But first, I found a set of 6 plates and I couldn't tell what the marking was on the back. But you know what? I just started taking that tape off so I could show you. This one is a hawthorn, but look at that pattern. It has the green and the off-white. But here's that teacup from that fragrance pattern. It is $6. This creamer is quite extraordinary. It is white on one side, it has an ocean blue accent, and these beautiful pink roses on the front. Google Lens says it could be Prusia and made in Bulgaria. You wouldn't believe I am still at the same Goodwill, and I'm going to show you a few teacups, like this really pretty one. The marking on the bottom was covered up. Here's the price. It is $4, but it is this next one. When you look at it up close, you can see the pretty details. It is a Johnson's Brothers made in England. It has been quite the teacup day. I found a set of these. They are called Duchess. I was able to see the marking on this next one, and here it is. It is most likely from the 1960s. Now this one is a bouillon cup, and I found out it is a Reitenbach made in German Democratic Republic, and it is $4. Wow, what a find. These can go for up to $60 if there was a saucer. Now this candlestick is made out of brass. I found out it is vintage. It felt heavier than most, but it was this piece that caught me by surprise. It really doesn't look like anything, but I found out it is a Fastoria candle holder and vase. And wouldn't this be perfect for Valentine's Day? You could give it as a gift, filled with red roses. I think that would be quite amazing. as well as this one. I thought the price was kind of high in my opinion, but it is actually really nice. This one was made in Ireland. It was very rare to find at Goodwill. I keep looking for a really nice candy dish. I think they are all so beautiful, but I have a certain kind I'm looking for, and I kick myself because I've seen quite a few in the past. But guess what? I found a candelabra. Now this one doesn't look like much. It's missing the beautiful prisms, but I found one lately. I'm going to take you home for a moment and show you this one. I added new glass teardrops. I will link those down below. I think they added a whimsical look. What do you guys think? And yes, I found these at Goodwill as well. All of them. You could do the same thing with this one and give it a glamorous look. Talk about something that is very useful. This one is amazing. It has that wick and the hole to put the oil, and would be so amazing if the electricity went out. You would have a way to be able to see at night. I will link the non-toxic oil that my husband and I use. I am now at my next Goodwill. This one was so much fun. I found this oak chair. It has some really neat ornate carved arms and carved back. There was actually even on the front, under the seat, another carved area. I am showing you what it looks like. And look, there are 3 of them. 2 of them have no arms. I think these kind of bowls are just so incredible. I was speechless. But of course, it ended up being very expensive. It was made in Germany, but let me tell you, in real life, it is so beautiful you'd almost want to spend that much. I think this one is missing the lid. It is $5.99. I don't know if you can see it, but I couldn't make out if it says made in England. I am trying to get a good view. But anyway, I really like the browns and the blue color. But it's this next one. It reminds me of an Easter basket. It has holes that you could add some ribbon. I put this model code in the Lens app and found out this is a Napco ware made in Japan. But look at this one. It is filled up with these really pretty glass cups. I think these are great to have on hand for a party. And let's see, it is $15 for all of that. I was counting how many cups, and I think there are 6 in there. And look, I'm going to show you what it looks like on the side. It is pretty big. I think that's a really good deal. But this little bowl is just so elegant and so pretty. It is made in Bavaria, and it is $7. I am at another Goodwill and came across this lamp. I couldn't believe it is vintage. I mean, look how pretty it is. It is $25 and has this beautiful pink rose. And it's hard to tell, but that is actually blue on the top there. In real life, it is gorgeous, as well as this really pretty mirror. What astounds me is the price. You cannot find things like that for any less. Mirrors like this are usually way more, especially new ones, but I think this one is way better. It has that gold frame, but doesn't this take you back? I remember sitting in a desk like this when I was really little. It has that metal frame and the wood seat and back. I mean, look at that. Tipped it forward to see if it had one of those little cubbies. I remember putting pencils and my little notepad inside. Anyway, that was quite the find. Now this one reminded me of a bowl we saw earlier in the day. The pattern is slightly different, but on the back it says it is $3. What I really enjoyed was finding 2 of them. That is such a pretty blue, but wait until you see this one. It is a really outstanding teacup. It looks to be hand painted. And here is the price. It is $7. Wow. It is a Royal Albert and the pattern is poppy. This next one has a pretty purple grape pattern. The whole set is $4. The teacups and saucer sets that I am seeing today are beyond beautiful. Look at this one. And at the same time, I found this plate that has the most pretty purple flowers as well. This one is $7, and it's another Duchess. I am loving all of these finds. Are you? Like this saucer. There was no teacup with it, but could you imagine? It would be so pretty. This is a Tudor made in England. But it is this next one that I almost didn't show you. It's a little scuffed up and it's missing the lid, but look at what it says on the back. It has two markings. It says Limoges, made in France, and it is $12.99. And when you look really close, the pattern is so pretty. And then I found this gravy boat. I think it's interesting how vintage things have a certain look. And because I do this all the time, I can see them right away. Don't I have the best job ever? I love finding these vintage finds. And I hope you're enjoying this too, because look what I found. A copper kettle. I am collecting copper things for over my sink. I am getting quite the collection. And this is going to be so pretty hanging up in my kitchen. I am showing you the details. It's not in perfect condition, but I'm okay with that. It has a little dent, a scratch. I am taking that one home for sure. But it is this next find that I randomly came across from a display that they have around Goodwill up on top of the shelves. The moment I seen it, it was screaming, "Bring me home!" And guess what I found out? This is vintage as well. It is a Godinger & Co. How lucky am I? This is so pretty. I love these finds. Okay, so this next thing I'm going to show you is this wall art. It is a vintage Asian copy of a real piece of art. It is $8. But this one was something I wasn't sure if it was vintage, but I looked it up, and it is to hold a wine bottle. It is $6. Has a green velvet bottom, which I thought was interesting. Now I know what these are. This platter has two markings as well. It is a Taylor Smith, but this next set that I found right next to it reminds me of the Curio knives, but it's not. It says it's a colonial homestead by Royal. There seems to be a different pattern, like this saucer that is $3, and this gravy boat, or I think it might be a creamer, for $4, and then the sugar bowl is $6. And I thought that was the complete set, but then I looked below and I found the bowl. I mean, look at that up close. It is $8. You wouldn't believe where I am. I am looking through the knickknack area, and this was on the bottom shelf. Now the marking on the back looked like it's almost gone, but isn't that pretty? And here is another candy dish. This was another random find. I am looking through platters and bowls and came across this creamer that was on the shelf. Can I just say, this is a wow factor. The moment I picked it up, it was so heavy. I had a reverence moment that I better be very careful. It has that sawtooth top. I mean, isn't that amazing? As well as this apple plate. I believe these are luncheon plates. There's an indent for a cup right there where the price tag is. And look, there are 3 of them there. I have come across this pattern before. It is so pretty with the blue and the pinks. It is Noritake. And look, there's a whole set here. But over in the corner, I came across this platter. It is $8. I was originally reluctant to show you this, but I'm glad I did. While Google Lens wasn't sure really what it was, it said it could be vintage, so I'm glad I showed that to you. But of all places, I found this decanter. It has the prettiest stopper. I mean, look at this. $10. I took the tape off of this marking so I could show it to you. I thought this little teacup set was so cute. The saucer has like a lattice look to it, but it was this silver bowl at the end of the shelf that caught my eye. It is $8, and look at it up close. And I don't know if this was originally a candle. It smells like vanilla. Even if it's handmade, I think this was a great idea. While the plates aren't vintage, the airplanes are. And that color blue is just so pretty. These would be great in a man cave. I think my husband would like these. But it was this sugar bowl. It caught my eye. I was getting sick and tired of the tape covering things up, so I took it off to show you what it looks like. It's the end of the day and I'm ready to go home soon. But these things I'm showing you, you're gonna love. Especially this teapot. And I couldn't believe it. It is blue. And it is $6. It is a Mason's Crabtree and Evelyn, made in London. But as I mentioned, I saved the best for last. I am first going to show you this mirror. Another great deal for $13. And I have two authentic paintings I'm going to show you. It is hard to make out the artist's name, but look at this. You can see the raised paint strokes, and that frame is beautiful too. But it is this one I saved to show you because it is so stunning. If I could afford it, I would have bought it. It is $50 and I'm sure it's worth every penny because look at this. I ran my fingers across the front and it is real paint. And here's the signature of the artist. Last name is Hansford. You can see the canvas taped into the frame. And on the back it says Frez. I don't know if that means anything. I hope you enjoyed my Goodwill finds today.
Thanks for watching.